Hello and welcome guys. Today we are going to learn about the OOPS concepts available in the C++. The major purpose of C++ programming is to introduce the concept of object orientation to the C programming language. Now, object oriented programming is a paradigm that provides many concepts such as inheritance, data binding, polymorphism, etc. etc. The programming paradigm where everything is represented as an object is known as the truly object oriented programming language. Okay, so there are total six OOPS concepts available in the C++. First one is object, then class, then inheritance, then polymorphism, then abstraction, then encapsulation. Now we will see the each one by one. Now what is object? So object is a real world entity. Real world means what? Whatever we can see with our naked eyes. For example, table is a object, laptop is a object, then pen is a object, bottle is a object, mobile is a object, headphone is a object. So in this way, the object can be represented. The another one is the class. Now, what is class? The collection of objects is known as the class. For example, vehicle is a class which describes the objects like two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, six-wheeler, or etc. etc. Similarly, we can define the class like furnitures which can have the objects as table, chair, then stand, then cupboard, then bed, etc. etc. Now, there is an inheritance. When one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of the parent object, then it is known as the inheritance. There are multiple types of inheritance available. We will see them later in the coming sessions. As of now, I can tell you that inheritance is having single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, then hybrid inheritance, then hierarchical inheritance. The next one is the polymorphism. When one task is performed by different ways, that is known as polymorphism. For example, to convince a customer differently to draw something, example shape or rectangle, etc. Or the real world example like you can say a good morning in English, but in German you can say the same thing in Guten Morgen. So the same task has been performed in many ways or many languages. It's an example. The next one is the abstraction. Abstraction you can shortly define as it is hiding the details and showing the functionality. Now the real world example for this is a phone call. Whenever you pick up the call, you hear the hello sound from your friend or the colleague or the family member. But we don't know how that sound is encrypted and transferred within so much microsecond and too much fast. So that is hiding the details and showing only functionality to hear the sound of each other. The last one is the encapsulation. Now, what is encapsulation? Encapsulation means binding the code and data together to perform the task. Now, what it is in the real world? It means that you can bind the code and data. Data means what? It can be from your database or from your Excel or from the graphical user interface or like graphs and etc. etc. So that data you can bind with the code and perform the operations. So encapsulation can be performed mostly in the calculation departments. Then you can use in the data science platform likewise. There are some advantage of OOPS concepts over the procedural oriented programming languages. So it is like OOPS concepts makes the development and maintenance easier, whereas in procedure-oriented programming language, it is not that easy to manage if the code grows as project size grows. The second advantage is that OOPS provides data hiding, whereas in the procedure-oriented programming language, a global data can be accessed from anywhere. Third advantage is that OOPS provide ability to simulate real world event much more effectively. We can provide the solution of real world problem if we are using the object oriented programming language. Okay, so these are the three advantages of OOPS over the procedure oriented programming language. So that's it in this session, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.